The San Rafael Swell in southern Utah is an outdoor playground, loved by hikers, bikers, ATVers and canyoneers. It's an adventure paradise in and through rocks that have formed and eroded over millions of years. One of the swell's many hiking objectives is Straight Wash, a creek system that runs south from Interstate 70 through the reef to Highway 24. Where Straight Wash cuts into the swell, it's known as Eardley Canyon, with a technical section in the lower end, through the reef, but with a hiking section in the headwaters, known as Upper Eardley Canyon. While the canyon itself is suitable for anyone, it's worth noting that most approach options demand desert hiking experience and good judgment, because access through the cliffs into the drainage is challenging. To access Upper Eardley, leave Interstate 70 at exit 131. You have various options. The shortest hike is from Cliff Dweller Flat that boasts some excellent car camping sites with grand views across the swell. Certainly worthy of a couple of nights to enjoy the desert experience and sunsets. From Cliff Dweller Flat, you have two entrance options. The Michael Kelsey guidebook recommends an approach westwards via a couple of drainages and a climb down, while Tom Jones recommends a more direct approach southwards with a final down climb into Upper Eardley. We chose a loop hike, entering via the Kelsey option, exiting via the Jones option. From Cliff Dweller Flat, route find off the plateau. We're aiming for the depression in the top centre of the screen, the creek that takes us down into Upper Eardley. Well, I didn't find a trail in here, but it's straightforward to find this dry creek bed. Our creek bed ends with a fair drop, so we're going to just rim walk across there into the next little drainage. So we're into Upper Eardley, various options here. We climb down on the right of the screen, but there are cairns leading up through the broken terrain there. Head down canyon and soon you'll meet the Tom Jones entry coming in on the left. About a mile below where we entered, we've got our first narrow section. This is just a warm-up section of narrows either side of the Hyde Draw junction. Hyde Draw comes in there, technical canyon, then looking down, continuing on through the narrows. Shortly after Hyde Draw, the canyon opens up for a bit, so we've got some creek and sand walking to do. The best section of narrows in Upper Eardley are about 15 minutes below the Hyde Draw junction, roughly 2¼ hours from the car. This section often has a little trickle of water, but was dry for us. To gain the best bang for your buck, you'll want to turn around after passing through the best narrows. The challenge with that statement, turn around at the best narrows, implies that you can judge what the best narrows look like when you've only seen a small part of the canyon. Ultimately, the best narrows are a very grand corridor, not quite narrow enough to touch both walls, but a beautiful setting in a deep water-worn slot with lovely dark hues of coloration. We've reached the major tributary that comes in on the west. An hour below the best narrows. About 3 hours from the car. We're going to have lunch here and turn around, walk back through. This is also the point at which vegetation starts growing in the creek bed. It could be a bit of bushwhacking from now on, so it's a good place to turn around. The out and back hike offers the opportunity to revisit the striking section of beautiful Upper Eardley with a slightly different sun angle, changing the colours with a refreshed elegance. The canyon is in the Navajo layer of sandstone formed by ancient sand dunes. On the hike out, there are some beautiful colours in the rock, and the canyon formation with its angled walls is reminiscent of those ancient dunes once more. You'll likely be hiking out in the hotter part of the day, so make sure you bring plenty of water. We're going to exit one drainage earlier, which will take us to the eastern edge of Cliff Dweller Flat. I think this is the Tom Jones entry and exit. The Tom Jones entry-exit has a few short Class 3 and 4 climbs, but nothing serious. The short rope might be appreciated by some. Most of the climbs can be bypassed one way or another. Then it's back up to camp on Cliff Dweller Flat for the night, and to enjoy another San Rafael sunset. While Upper Eardley Canyon does lack the thrill and excitement of technical canyoneering, it is a lovely non-technical hike to a grand corridor cutting through the swell. And given the convenient location close to I-70, it's a good option for a competent leader with a short rope to introduce novice family and friends to desert hiking.